So a couple nights ago, I decided to hunt the farm with my recurve, where I ended up gut shotting a doe, but recovering her about 14 hours later. Here's some of the footage that I fast forwarded through shortly after climbing a tree over some persimmons and some dropping white oak acorns. And you can see those two small piles of corn over on the side that were put there by some other guys who hunt the same area. A doe rolled up out of that creek bottom, and she fed around me for what seemed like forever until she was joined by a couple of spike bucks that started to get rowdy and push her around and push each other around off that corn and off that food. I find it amazing that this property has so many deer that sometimes they come in on me while I'm climbing or while I'm pulling up my bow, and having so many deer under your tree at one time oftentimes makes it hard to adjust or to move around and get a shot angle. I mean, right now she's at about 15 yards. I had another one behind me under the tree, and then a couple off to the side too. And I'm new to filming, so I don't know how much room for error there is for me to move my camera without spooking them. And so I just kind of stayed on her for a little bit. Right about here, she catches me moving my bow, but seems relatively unfazed by that and keeps feeding on those acorns. Looks at me a couple more times. Not sure if you can hear it, but behind me, there's persimmons falling. That might have been one there. And she keeps feeding on underneath that tree. Eventually, she makes her way over to that corn. Made her way over to that corn. You see she's stomping. It's amazing that with all the deer and deer sightings on this property, you really learn something about their behavior. There's some deer along a thicket behind me that were moving, and she gets alerted by those persimmons dropping as well. In the lower left-hand corner, a spike buck comes in. He's actually got one spike and then one antler that is kind of spiraled around and goofy from some kind of injury. He comes in and feeds a bunch, starts spitting a bunch before he gets run off by another spike buck.